Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. The federal government was supposed to appear in court against Nnamdi Kanu. Actually, Nnamdi Kanu took them to court via his legal representative, and it revolves around what happened in September 2017 and some other cases. They came together, the legal representative came together and they put up that against the federal government. They were not in court. Now, the legal representative of Kanu have spoken on why the federal government did not make it to court that day. You're going to hear the full details. At the same time, in another news, Igbokwe and Abaribe have decided to be brothers again. And you're going to see reasons why they have to reconcile, and together they are no more enemies. So we are going to look at that in a jiffy. But before we continue, if not subscribed, just hit the red subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. The lead counsel for Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, has said that the federal government is being unresponsive to the lawsuit involving them and Kanu because they know that his client has committed no crime. Ejiofor disclosed these in a statement on Thursday after his routine visit to Kanu, who is being held at the headquarters of the Department of State Services in Abuja. The IPOB lawyers said the federal government had been stalling to appear in court because they have no explanation to give on the carnage that was unleashed at Kanu's residence by soldiers in September 2017. Speaking on his visit to Kanu, Ejiofor said the federal government reasons for avoiding the court, though not far-fetched, may not be unconnected to their inability to offer an explanation on their monstrous and bloody invasion of Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu's residence on September 14, 2017, wherein over 28 innocent civilians were taken down in cold blood by the invading Nigerian soldiers, and properties worth billions of naira consequently destroyed in the process. Thankfully, the world is paying deserving attention to the gross human rights violations as it affects our client, as well as the continued onslaught on unarmed civilians being labeled as members of IPOB. Describing his client as a political prisoner, Ejiofor insisted that Kanu has committed no crime and vowed not to relent in the legal tussle to ensure justice for his client. According to him, he said, "We are not relenting in our effort to ensure that justice is done to our client. We will be freed, and in no distant time, because he has committed no offense known to the law. He is at best a political prisoner, nevertheless will be ours in the end." Meanwhile, in another development, after lashing out at and calling him an ethnic bigot and elder for nothing, Igbokwe, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress APC, has settled with Senate Minority Leader Nnamdi Abaribe. Recall that in June, Igbokwe berated Abaribe over his customized shirt, the Dot Nation. Abaribe wore the Dot Nation t-shirt to his office in the National Assembly to showcase his Igbo-ness. This was after President Muhammadu Buhari said in an interview with the Rice TV in Abuja that the banned indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, as a dot in a circle who would not have anywhere to run to should they secede from Nigeria. At the time, Igbokwe vowed that he would write a book on Abaribe soon. According to him, he said a senator and an ethnic bigot, an elder for nothing. That was what he said he was going to write about. Now, the blood of those policemen and the uninformed youth killed in Southeast will be accounted for in the fullness of time. We cannot be mad all the time. That was one he wrote. But shockingly, on Saturday, Igbokwe took to his known Facebook page to declare that the cast has been settled and matters resolved. He shared pictures of his meeting with Abaribe in Lagos if you like, kill yourself for nothing. In politics, no permanent enemies, no permanent foes. Abalanja Newi, and distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Enyi Abaribe, in Lagos today. That was what he wrote. You can see the multiple pictures to prove that the two has come together, and that's why we've always been sending warnings out to those who claim to be, politically interested in everything happening around them, that you don't kill yourself for politicians. You understand? No matter how they quarrel, you listen to their gist and decide to stay quiet, or sometimes you just respond if it's in a social media, but never you go an extra mile for a politician. Those guys are only, they consider you to be bandage on their unhealed wounds. When the wound heals, you're of no importance to them. They just use you and then they dump you. Imagine these two guys were really, really against themselves. Igbokwe and Nnamdi Abaribe. He said all manner of things against, Nnamdi Abaribe, the senator minority leader in the Senate. But today, both of them have come together and they are good friends. And he said, if you want to kill yourself, kill. You see there? So it's a warning out there for our youths who are always taking these things to heart. Understand that politics is nothing but a game. At any time, I may decide to switch. Politics is like football. Today, I may be in your team. Tomorrow, I may leave. So my today's friend can be my tomorrow's enemy. You understand? Now, both of them have settled. Let's reflect back at what the legal representative of Nnamdi Kanu had to say about the federal government, that these are the reasons why they are not coming to court, because they do not really have anything to say about what happened in September 2017. It's always a time that Southeast, especially those who are members of IPOD, can't forget in a hurry how 28 people, according to them, were being brought down. And some believe that it's a day that will ever remain in their hearts. Now, they have gone as far as taking the federal government to court. But shockingly, most people, I think it was on Thursday, people were very expectant to see the appearance of Malami and all the respondents that were invited to court, the federal government and every other person. But shockingly, nobody showed up. And this guy has been able to give Nigerians a kind of a startup for reason why they were not present. Though we know there were some crowded federal government activities, like the president not being in town, and also Malami too. I think he wasn't also in town. He traveled with the president. Yemi Osibanjo had a lot to do, going to Akwa Ibom and all of that. Maybe that could be a reason. But what the guy is saying here, talking about Ejiofor, is saying here is that these were the visible reasons why they were not in court. And we're still waiting, because though the case has been shifted, it has not been closed. A time will certainly come that they have to appear. And don't forget that when it comes to legal issues like this, if there are punitive measures in event of them not appearing, and it is just for the court to decide that the federal government have accepted that what was, level against them was actually true, and they will be forced to pay the 5 billion naira. Wow. I want you to go to our comment section. 2 news at 1, talking about what Ejiofor have to say about the federal government non-presence in the court, and also the reconciliation between Joe Igbokwe and also Senator Nnamdi Abaribe. What do you have to say in this regard? Let's interact in our comment section.